30 years old with an income of $200, no friends, no relatives. And this is my current life in Vietnam. Hi, I'm Tom. I'm 30 and from Vietnam. I'm currently living in a poor, remote part of rural Vietnam, a place where almost all the young people will head out to big cities to build their careers. Here, the population density is extremely low. There'll be very few people out on the streets. I had to travel about 3 or 4 kilometers just to find a bakery. This is a traditional breakfast for Vietnamese people, tu bánh mì. The price only fluctuates around $0.4 for a loaf of bread. With low income, working class people do not have many choices. Small convenience stores like these are a reasonable choice for low income workers. The items in here are sold at extremely low prices compared to large supermarkets. For example, this kettle costs only $3 to $4 for a water kettle. A very fair price. A fruit peeler costs only $0.4. And many other items are all just 40 cents. Please feel free to take it. You guys might not know this, but honestly, almost everything in this store is fake. But that doesn't matter. Because with a low income, many people have no other choice. As long as the item they buy is cheaper than elsewhere, it's fine. A frying pan costs about $4. Water bottles usually range from about $2 to $3. Most of the items here are sourced directly from China, a place that produces a lot of fake and counterfeit goods. Even knowing that, workers like us still decide to buy them because the price is really quite reasonable. Instead of spending $5 to $6 for a product, here we buy it for only $0.5. That is a part of life for low-income people in Vietnam. This morning I will choose to have a breakfast of Vietnamese steamed rice rolls. This is a dish that when visiting Vietnam, everyone must try once because it is extremely delicious. The main ingredients are basically just rice flour mixed with water, which is then steamed in this pot to cook it through. The cook is highly skillful, with the deft hands born of her 30 years of baking experience. 15 for the two of us, okay? Today I spent $0.4 for today's plate of rolls. With 10 silky soft rolls, sprinkled on top is an incredibly fragrant layer of scallion oil. The filling inside has wood ear mushrooms and a bit of minced meat. So, you make 5 to take home? 5. $0.4 for a breakfast like this, I think is extremely reasonable. Both delicious and capable of generating energy for a highly effective new workday. For low-income workers, having breakfast at a high price, that is impossible. People usually prioritize 1 being instant noodles, 2 banh mi, 3 being cheap breakfast with prices mostly ranging from $0.5 to $1. This is a small market in a poor rural area of Vietnam where people can bring whatever they want to sell and display it on the sidewalk. Do you have eggs, ma'am? And trade. Here, sellers won't have to pay for renting space, so the products sold here can be much cheaper than in the supermarket, buying a lot here. See? According to the needs of low-income earners, everyone sells at a more reasonable price compared to the supermarket. Today I will decide to make fried fish. This cost me 2 tilapia right over here. It's $2. For $2, I can buy 2 fish. Here, how much a kilo? It's 35,000. As far as I know, in the US, people wouldn't eat this kind of fish. Just two, just two. But here in Vietnam, it's actually a type of fish that everyone loves, mainly because the price is just so incredibly cheap. Just $1.2 per kilogram. Today, I bought these 2 fish for $2, but they will be my food for my next 2 days. This one here. As you have seen, with low income people will always choose lower value items that bring much higher benefits. Wanna kill it or what? This fishmonger is very cheerful. She is a single mother with 3 kids, so she works really hard in life. See, searching. I hope that good things can come to her. Besides fish, you could also try selling some eel and frogs. I usually stop by to support her if I can. That really is a joy for her as well. To serve today's meal, I will buy some more tofu and green vegetable. When you're traveling in Vietnam, you'll almost certainly come across these kinds of traditional markets all throughout the countryside. People set up stalls or lay out fresh products on the sidewalk every day to sell to workers. Still have veggies at home? A meal for traditional workers will cost around $2 to $3 for one family. On average, one person, one day might cost about $2 for food. Today, I bought a bunch of vegetables and 2 loofahs along with a piece of tofu. And let's wait and see how much money I have spent for this amount of vegetables. How much is this? Very cheap, buy some more. Only $0.8 for a bag of vegetables including both veggies and tofu. As for the elderly and those who are unemployed, they'll bring the produce they've grown in their gardens here to sell to low-income workers. That is also a way to earn extra income for the elderly. Here are my results from the market today, including 2 fish, vegetables, and tofu. I will split these 2 fish into 2 days. Today I will only eat one. So the total for my meal today is $1.8. The fish makes up $1, and veggies and tofu are $0.8. In Vietnam, people will mainly eat rice. After cooking it with water, it will become steamed rice. If you ever have the chance to travel to Vietnam, I think you should check out the countryside. This place will give everyone a new experience with truly forgettable memories. Almost all Vietnamese people in general and poor people in the countryside in particular are very hospitable. If you are a stranger visiting from afar, people will not hesitate to welcome you warmly. They might bring out all the delicious food they have at home to treat you without having to think or hesitate too much. People only know about Vietnam through TV and the media. But today, I'm going to show you all a different perspective on life in Vietnam that the majority of poor people are actually experiencing. Because of their low income, their lives will not be as secure as in big cities. But in return, the atmosphere in the countryside is a wonderful thing with lots of green trees, cool and fresh air. It's worth a visit for a retreat. Traveling in Vietnam is already cheap, but if you travel and experience the countryside, the prices are even cheaper. It gives everyone a new experience, a discovery that many people think they will never forget when coming to Vietnam. With a life and income level like the present, perhaps I should change. In order to make a big change in life, I have currently chosen to upload my very first videos to YouTube. I hope it is a good video. Share with everyone. And I hope everyone can support me in the future. This is a traditional Vietnamese meal. A meal like this can serve 2 to 3 adults for one sitting. Since I live alone, having no relatives means this meal of mine will last me all day. I only eat half of it and save the other half for the evening. Even knowing that life still has many difficulties, I hope that there will be a big change in the future. Today is also my first video on YouTube. I hope everyone will support and share it, helping me gain more motivation to try hard in life. Every single like and follow from everyone brings joy to me personally. I hope that all good things will come to us in the future. A meal like this in my very near future will include children and a wife. That is the dream of a lonely man like me, you know. I hope that comes true soon. Hello, goodbye and see you again in the next video.